Ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
The folks want 2 shows. Yeah. It's Sunday morning. They want 2 shows. Come on, Basil, wake up. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's I understand we're on the air, and it is Sunday morning. It is 11 o'clock, and welcome to Basil BuddhaCat Presents. My name is Basil BuddhaCat. My name is Basil BuddhaCat. His name is Basil BuddhaCat. My name is David Stevenson. I'm his co-host, interpreter, and chief gopher. And face the kids, face the camera. Okay, so Friday night we never really got around to it, but we really should have, because little Jeffrey Peterson, who's apparently our microphone holder these days, got engaged, and and his what do you call this part? Sternum? Is this the sternum? This clearer stuff? What is that called?
Cartilage.
His cartilage is quivering. He's so happy. And look at him. Look at him. He's just thrilled. Now, little Jeffrey Peterson, of course, is the son of Jeffrey Peterson. And you know what? We got up in the hammock. We got Craig Kilborn. We also have Stephen Colbert. We also have Bill Murray. We also have
Craig Ferguson, you mean?
Who did I say?
Kilborn.
Oh, Craig Ferguson, who used to be the host, and we used to watch him fastidiously, religiously, every night. We used to watch him, of course, the next day on the internet. But he was host of was it the Late Show or the Late Show? And one or the other. He came on after David Letterman. And of course, he left, and they had as one of his stand-ins for a while, Drew Carey, and that's what we gave Drew Carey the nickname LFFF. And of course, on Sunday morning, we cannot say what LFFF stands for, and you don't want to hear it for that matter. But so we've got Craig Ferguson, we've got Drew Carey, we've got Stephen Colbert, and we've got Bill Murray. And Bill Murray, hold on, we got to give him his theme song from Ghostbusters. They hate it when I do this. Okay, happy? Okay. So here we are, Sunday morning, and Friday night we were talking. We made a couple phone calls out to the toll-free number that future former President Donald Trump made up, so you could call in and alien sightings. If you saw somebody, well, they meant, of course, from Mexico or Guatemala or pretty much anywhere in the world except for Russia, because they don't want us to be bothering with our friendly Russians that are, and the Chinese, because Jared Kushner, not Jared Kushner because he's in the administration now, but Jared Kushner's sister is over in China hawking special visas if you give her $500,000. If you invest $500,000 in her company, then they'll give you a little boost toward getting one of those visas that the Chinese seem to be pretty excited about getting. So, we had the big deal during the week with Jeff Comey. We had a big deal during the week about Jeff Comey getting fired, and then his the newly appointed assistant to the Justice Department. Hello?
Mr. Stevenson, have you been talking about the naughty stuff yet?
No, you wait a second now, because I never gave you my name when I called in.
You don't have to.
I told...
We know everything.
Basil's
We are everywhere.
Basil's looking at me, and he's giving me that, don't bring me in on this now. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, too late. He's already our director.
Okay, by the way, he just added, said, fork you. You're the ones that are in trouble. I'm not afraid of you jerks. Matter of fact, he's got people from all over the country that are calling in on this hotline, this tip line, and they're reporting aliens from, let's just say, places other, and that got the number up on the screen again. So kids, feel free to call in, and you can mention the fact that there's a two-dimensional black and white cat that's the descendant of an alien that came down to Egypt about 4,000 years ago, and this kid, he was born here, but apparently that doesn't matter anymore, because unless you either got either a red-blooded U.S. Republican or a Trumpocrat, at least, because he's not really helping the Republicans too much. If you're not a registered Trumpocrat, or if you're not, I don't know, probably the other choice is a registered Trumpocrat, then you're in big trouble. Oh, or a Russian, because Russian, and now we're adding Chinese. Chinese people are in good shape. Are you getting any calls about Chinese people coming in on visas for $500,000?
No, how many Chinese can they fit on a visa? Isn't it kind of flimsy? Won't fall apart? They don't float. What they roll disintegrate?
Was it that the visas won't float or the Chinese won't float?
Visas.
Okay.
You said
they were on.
Oh, okay. So you haven't gotten any call-ins yet about the Chinese folks that are getting for a mere $500,000 that Jared Kushner's sister, who's running their business now, is over in China hawking these visas for a small investment in their company. They'll help you get, with the help of a certain, not the same Donald Trump. They say no. Keep this in mind. We're not talking about the Donald Trump that's president, but wink, wink. There's another Donald Trump out there somewhere that's going to help you out getting your papers to come to the United States. So, what was my question?
I don't know.
I forgot what it is too. Basil, you got a question for?
And I can't ask the Chinese because I don't speak Mandarin.
I don't know. You sound a little confused.
Confucius?
Yeah. So Basil's got a remark to make, but he's only going to make it in cat because he's a little concerned about your. You don't speak.
Yeah, they're serving birthday cake in the break room right now. I don't have time for this crap. I gotta go get a slice.
But you don't speak cat, do you?
Cantonese.
Okay, well then he'll say it in straight.
And I also speak Mao.
Mao, meow, 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 meow. Say tung. Well, that's back in the old days when the Chinese were actually communists before they became totalitarians. Okay.
The cake ain't gonna eat itself. I'm gonna go stick my feet in it.
Okay, go ahead. You know, they give these guys too many breaks that are answering the phone over there. They're giving these guys just too many breaks. Too many coffee breaks. So Basil was going to ask, and we can't now because we're off the line with our friends, and then the telephone number is right up there, so you can give them a call and ask them, and see if you can report Basil, because Basil's quite convinced that if anybody comes to the door to get him, that he can hide in very slender places and avert detection. So he's not really concerned about that. I'm not concerned either, because I've got Bill Murray, Stephen Colbert, Craig Ferguson, and LFFF, whose name we cannot repeat on, especially on Sunday, on a Sunday broadcast. Well, we're supposed to be talking religion on a Sunday, aren't we? Okay. Basil said, said, fork yes, and with that. Okay. Oh, okay. We'll go from the top on down. This is our Cat in the Hat phone, and in case it's out of the screen. This is our Cat in the Hat phone, and usually, hello, Basil BuddhaCat. Yeah, okay. It's Lil. Lil, Basil's main squeeze, of course, who passed away. Lil is up there, up in the hereafter with Basil, seated at the. They're both seated at the right paw of the left hand of the left shoulder of the left paw of any god who happens to really in fact be a cat. Because Basil's saying that, never mind this malarkey about God makes humans in his, her, or their image. They made, first of all, God's cat made all cats in. Was God's cat male or female? Basil says, said both. What's the term when you have both sexual identities? Anthropomorpho. What was Candy in the Dean Koontz novel? Hermaphrodite. Basil saying, I don't want to scare the fundamentalists away from watching the show, because you're certainly entitled to watch and be baked beans. Okay, because these are very edible by fundamentalists as well as religious folks, as well as real Christians. So Basil's saying that the cat god, Basil and Lil are seated at the right paw of the left arm of the right shoulder of the stroking the long hair of our heavenly mother, father, sister, brother, etc., etc. So hey, Lil, we know you're there. We know you're on the phone. We've got 24 hours 24/7 on this phone. You've got. So I'm just going to leave it on so you can listen in. Okay. Okay. It's Oh, you know what it is? It's the Nickelodeon phone. So it's someone of fairly notable importance. Oh, hey Basil. Hey, Tweety. You look up on the let's see if we had. Well, Tweety says no. It's not James Comey's cell phone. Okay. Well, so you're not James Comey. You can't be. Said our caller in says that they took his cell phone away when they fired him. So he had to go out and buy another cell phone, and he's hoping he got the right one, the one that's not gonna blow up. Because if there's some way that Trump can get inside James Comey's cell phone, it'll blow up. They'll figure out a way to blow it up. Was that Nokia that made the cell phones that were blow up? Well, it's whatever cell phone company we haven't attempted to sign an agreement to promote them on Basil BuddhaCat Presents! Exclamation point. Ooh. So well, we're going to take your word that you are in fact former FBI Director James Comey. We'll take your word for it for the sake of discussion. So, what are you doing? says he's in the middle of Times Square, and he has this eerie feeling that history is about to, the prophecy of one Donald John Trump. And of course, when Donald John Trump is in Times Square on the prowl, the emphasis goes on John, and not Donald and not Trump. But what do you got? What's the investigation? I mean, you're going to testify this week, I hope. Said he's a little concerned because he's walking around Times Square, and there's this guy with orange hair walking around behind him with a monkey mask on, but he's got orange hair sticking out alongside of it, and he's got a gun, and he's a little concerned that the prophecy of one Donald John Trump about shooting somebody in Times Square in broad daylight might have been meant for him. Okay, well, do this. Former FBI Director Comey, first of all, put on your Trump mask. That might save you. If you got a Trump mask with you, put it on. Or they're selling Trump masks all over Times Square, so you're bound to find somebody hawking those things, and you can put one of those on, and then hopefully it'll give you a little bit of cover from that guy with the ape mask with the orange hair sticking out from underneath it. It'll give you a little cover from him, hopefully, and you'll be safe. So what's the what do you have? I mean, he said, can't talk right now. He found a manhole. He found a sewer drain, and he's gonna. Okay. Well, apparently it's a cell phone that you can't get much reception when you've crawled down a sewer drain to escape certain death. So, okay. So, well, what more? I mean, apparently I've been trying to call the hotline, the tip line, and I keep getting a busy signal. Must be a lot of people calling in talking about aliens of one source or another. Okay, hold on now. Okay, now definitely not on the Cat in the Hat phone. Definitely not on Nickelodeon phone. Not on the hotline. Not on the. Oh my God, we've got so many phones on this desk now. Not on the guitar pick phone. Not on the Kristen sunglasses phone. Not on the BM baked beans. Original baked beans. Ingredients: baked small pea beans with pork and sauce containing water, sugar, molasses, salt, cornstarch modified, seasoning blend, dehydrated onion and garlic, dextrose, salts, natural flavors, soybean spice, and 99% fat-free. Did you ever find out when they say 99% fat-free, what that other 1% is?
Those knuckles.
Basil, with a little assistance, just said moose knuckles. Well, that's probably why Trump slurps so much of this stuff down. Okay. So where we're okay. Not on the Cat in the Hat phone. Not on the Nickelodeon phone. Not on the guitar pick phone. Not on the hotline. Not on the red pen from Moscow line. Oh, okay. It's got to be on the. I keep saying to myself, don't breathe, because if you exhale a little too much, it'll fly all over the room. It's got to be on the speck of dust phone. I got it. Hello? No. Not on the speck of dust phone. Oh, we got one more we didn't try. Hold on. Oh, jumped over. There. Okay, good. Gotcha. It's on the angry speck of dust phone. And, isn't that the phone that we actually got a call in from Bill O'Reilly? couple weeks ago when we were promoting the Bill O'Reilly, Jon Stewart television show where pod broadcast or something or other, where they actually, and seriously, we were very serious about that because Bill O'Reilly was on. Taking any calls from dogs? Said, nah, not this week. So we got this call. We got a couple call-ins from Bill O'Reilly, and we're plugging the idea of having Bill O'Reilly and Jon Stewart, because Jon Stewart had the Daily Show. He had O'Reilly on, I'm gonna say 5 or 6 times, and they really had some good discussions. I mean, there was no screaming, no yelling. They were, they disagreed like heck on a lot of stuff. Oh, this Sunday morning, I can't say like heck, like heckaba. On they were just, they had great discussions, and so Basil's been promoting the idea of Bill O'Reilly and Jon Stewart getting together on a regular basis. I mean, it could be nightly even, but certainly weekly and on a regular basis, get together and have conversations with specific topics. And if you go back a couple weeks, we actually had a sample of a show that we were thinking about promoting with them. And so here we got Donald Trump. It sounds like Tweety says it's Bill O'Reilly's angry speck of dust phone. But apparently he lent it to Donald Trump. And could this be Donald Trump we have on the line? Okay. With O'Reilly, I got to hold it out like this far because we can't control the volume that much. But if it's Trump, we can actually move it in this close because he'll be screaming, but he'll be screaming in a little lower volume than, okay, that's about as close as I can get it. No, we can't. No, we're not. Just a repeat. I know, just a repeat. It does it again. No, Basil says no. We're not taking unless it's Bill O'Reilly's dog Stupido. Tweety, is it Bill O'Reilly's dog Stupido on the phone? Tweety says no. So we think Tweety's telling me that he's signaling to me that it's actually not Sheriff Joe Arpaio's dog on the line apparently, but it's Joe Arpaio's wife's dog on the line. And if you recall the times we've had call-ins from Joe Arpaio's wife, we know from that Joe Arpaio's wife's full name is Joe Arpaio's wife, Arpaio. So her first name is Joe Arpaio's wife, last name Arpaio. So okay, you got yeah, I can hold it this close. So it apparently it's Donald John Trump. And what are you doing? What's going on right now? Says where'd that Comey go? I had him in my sights. I said, he's telling me that I can't get any closer than this. You probably can hear him right over the airwaves. Because it's, if I can hear it from here and the microphone's there, then it's in between the microphone and my ear, so you probably can hear him. But he's saying that he's got Comey in his sights and he's just itching to try out the theory that he could shoot somebody in broad daylight in Times Square and get away with it. And he knows that there's probably some people in Times Square who will recognize him, even though he's got an ape mask on with his orange hair sticking out from underneath it. Even though he thinks that there's enough people in Times Square that'll know it's him to protect him and spirit him away once he shoots Comey. And no, I'm not going to tell you where Comey went to. No. Although Basil will say this. Basil will say this. Said, gutter. Said, future former President Trump, if you lift up a storm drain and climb down into a gutter you might find him, but in order to find former FBI Director Comey, you're probably going to have to put your head down into the liquid that's flowing through the gutter there, and you're probably going to have to take a good, really good long look. Said you might figure that you might have to keep your head under and peer around for, let's say, about 5 minutes or so. And if you do that, you certainly have a much better chance of finding Comey hiding under the water. Going to do it. Oh, okay, who better to trust? Who better for Donald Trump to trust than the cat of all cats? Basil, I think you're doing the Republicans a big favor, because they're starting to get a little antsy about what Basil reminds us. 2 to 1. He's reminding everybody that before candidate President-elect Donald John Trump took office and became President Donald John Trump, that Basil actually predicted and laid out some odds.
Middle name is John?
Middle name is John.
Toilet in his name? That explains his shitty disposition.
Either that or he's or he's always looking for prostitutes.
Oh, that's true.
That too, or both.
Oh yeah.
Or both.
Yeah.
So he's got his head underwater, so we don't have to worry about him hearing that. So Basil said that before he took office, that he gave 2 to 1 odds that President Donald John Trump. Hey, remember, look at his ancestry, because that's what got the fundamentalists so big on him. That's what put the heart on in their pants about Trump, was they went on ancestor.com, who was promoting their site by putting up a bit of Trump's heritage, and of course they gushed over his many accomplishments in the business world, everything but the bankruptcies, and noted that his father's name was Frederick Trump, and his grandfather's name was, and this is what put the heart on in the fundamentalist pants. His grandfather's name is, and you can check this out, Basil says, Frederick Christ Trump. So, can you imagine being a fundamentalist and finding out that you have an opportunity to vote for the grandson of Christ? Whew. That, I guess Ancestry.com was trying to plant a bit of a subliminal seed in voters' minds to who to vote for. But no, he came up for a moment. He says he was down for about 3 minutes, and his lungs got about half full of water. Well, if you didn't find him yet, you might want to go down and try again, and this time make it for the full. Let's not say 5 minutes. Let's be on the safe side. Let's give it 10 minutes, so that we know you can't walk on water like your grandfather can. But go ahead, give it a try, and we'll check back in with you. Basil gave the 2 to 1 odds that Trump wouldn't last the year. The Republicans would get rid of him out of self-preservation, kind of the same way the Republicans in 1973 got rid of Nixon. And there were some good guys in there, Republicans. There was Howard Baker. There was Lowell Weicker, that were very fastidious and very determined to get to the bottom of Watergate. But that's all we're going to say. This has been Basil BuddhaCat Presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, and the other stuff I keep mentioning. Have a blessed Sunday. We'll see you again Friday night.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box. so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.